see it. Yeah. Can everybody hear me? Is this on?
Yes.
Dale and Lindsay. Everybody traveled here today on this boat in the middle of the ocean to celebrate something very special. What happens today will change your life, change your family's life, change your children's lives. It's a super important moment. But a hard one that must be crossed before this moment is to talk to Dad. I can imagine no moment harder as a parent myself than to take your daughter's hand and trustingly give it to another. This is your baby. And there's not a better person than Dale Walker to have. So with that, I ask you, who gives this woman? And we don't move on yet. Audience, you need to listen. You need to repeat after me. Because there's an important vow for you to take towards them, because everybody's here because you mean something to Dale and Lindsay, and you're here because you're special, and you're here because you're significant in their lives. And this marriage also depends on you. So if you will repeat these words after me. Dale and Lindsay.
Dale and Lindsay.
There you go. You got it. We are here to celebrate you.
We're here to celebrate you.
To honor this day.
To honor this day.
And your decision to marry.
And your decision to marry.
We promise to love and support you both.
We promise to love and support you both.
We commit to sharing in the good times.
We commit to sharing in the good times.
And will never abandon you in the bad times.
And will never abandon you in the bad times.
Our love for you both.
Our love for you both.
Shall be unending.
Shall be unending.
And without condition.
And without condition.
May your marriage forever.
May your marriage forever.
Be a blessing.
Be a blessing.
So this day is super, super significant. I said earlier that it'll change the world, it'll change your family, it'll change your children, but it literally will change the world. If you look back through history, if you look thousands of years back in almost every record and genealogy of any family, it's always listed the two people and the day they married. That's how it's tracked, that's how you do. If you look up genealogies, if you work in those fields, you see it's the date, the time, the place that they promised each other they will always be together. And it's significant because what you do today and what you create today, it changes your children, it changes your friends, it changes the perspective they have in the world that they create around you, and thousands upon generations will come after you. Just having 2 kids turns into 10,000 kids, 120, 200,000 years down the road, millions of people. Because you too said, I do. And you committed to being those people. Your friends change. Your community changes. Because the playing pieces have now changed. You've committed. It's a fantastic day. It's an incredible moment. But let's take it to the scripture first. The most significant words that were ever written about love and what love is and how to base a marriage were written by the Apostle Paul. And in 1 Corinthians 13, they're common words we hear all the time. If in church services, they use 1 Corinthians 13 all the time. Love is patient, love is kind. But I want to change it today just a little bit to give you a different emphasis. Where it says love, we're going to take that word out and we're going to put your name in. Because for this to work, for the marriage to be lasting, for the children to be blessed, for the community around you to truly be impacted, you live out love and you will accomplish this. So let's take the word love out and put you in. This is what it will read, and this is how you will live to each other. Dale is patient. Dale is kind. Dale does not envy. Dale does not boast. Dale is not proud. Dale does not dishonor others. Dale is not self-seeking. He is not easily angered, and he keeps no record of wrongs. That's a big one for marriage. Keeps no record of wrongs. Does not delight in evil, but rejoices in the truth. He always protects, always trusts, always hopes, always perseveres. Lindsay's patient. Lindsay's kind. Lindsay does not envy and she does not boast. She is not proud. She does not dishonor others. She is not self-seeking. She is not easily angered. She keeps no records of wrongs. She does not delight in evil, but rejoices with the truth. She always protects. She always trusts. She always hopes. And she always perseveres. Now, the most important part of this whole verse, if you flip it open in 1 Corinthians 13, the most important part, that's the most overlooked part in all of Scripture that people ignore constantly, is the last one he ties together, because he says, and all of these things remain, but the greatest of these abide these three things: faith, hope, and love. But the greatest of these, the greatest, is love. The man who wrote half the New Testament, who supposedly had all kinds of encounters, changed the church, did everything for Christianity that anybody has ever done. He was the point man. He sums it up and says, love even trumps faith. Faith, hope, and love, but the greatest is love. Your marriage must be based, has to be love. A deep, lasting, abiding love. And it will be. Anybody who knows Dale Walker knows that Dale can make a friend anywhere in the world. In 5 minutes on the cruise, last night after dinner, we'd been on this cruise maybe a couple hours, we're walking down the hall and all these guys are like, hey Dale, and they're yelling down the hallway because Dale was dancing by himself in another room and came back in, but he knew the whole bar by the time we were done. People were coming up and saying, he's CrossFit, he's this and that, they knew all about Dale, but Dale has a unique gift. Dale can talk to anybody in the world and make them feel special. You can look at us and you can care and you can talk to friends, and everybody's here because you came into our lives and impacted us because you care. It's not superficial, it's not shallow, you have a gift. This boat is filled with people here because you and Lindsay have a gift together. You're such an incredible human being, Dale, and you are going to be such a blessing, Lindsay. And Lindsay, you have a gift. Hours and hours I have spent at the gym, and we have been in rooms and in an office, and I have seen Lindsay literally, because we're going over stuff, the different clients, and they're doing life-changing events, and there's special events we set up where people set benchmark goals to lose weight and to hit their certain goals, and Lindsay will literally sit in a desk, and behind the desk she will have tears running down her face when the statistics come in and when we're measuring up the results, seeing the change that's happening in people, not on the front, not up on the stage for people to see, but just because she cares. Because someone's trying to change their life. One of my favorite quotes in the whole entire world was by the Roman general Marcus Aurelius. It should be one that's tattooed on everybody. And he says, the hand that rocks the cradle rules the world. You need to know it takes an incredibly special woman to move into the life of 2 young children, and to give of yourself, and to be in a parenting role, and to take such phenomenal care of them, and to love them as your own. Your hand in their lives is profoundly impacting them for the rest of eternity. And you're a blessing, Lindsay. Dale could find no greater. We're going to take a moment and pause there. Let her wipe some tears, and we have a beautiful song that's going to tie it into a prayer.